Beginning of this is a lot of procedural stuff with it being the first meeting plus setting new council members. So if we'll all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And everyone has signed in, correct? Okay. All right, roll call.
Mayor Henderson,
Present.
Councilwoman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
Here.
All right. So now we will go into the appointment of council members. So we have 4 seats up, 7 people applied, the most I've ever seen, which is great. I love that. Excellent candidates all the way through. The way we have to do this is we will appoint seat number 1, and Michelle and Katie will vote on that person. They will then be sworn in, take their seat, and then those 3 will then appoint number 2, and so on and so forth, all right? It'll take a while to get through this, just because after they appoint, I do have to swear you in before you can start voting. So just go from there. And first person who gets voted in gets their pick of chairs. So that way, that's just clear. That way everyone's not going like, well, that's where I sat last year.
Hold on a second. Is that the chair you would like? Because you're welcome to move to another chair.
Well, true. I guess that is tradition. Since you're still there, you're allowed to
If you
move.
like to move to the front of the table, you're
Yeah,
welcome
you can
to.
pick any chair
pick
you
your
want.
chair.
Aw,
We just
snap.
did not move your
Yeah.
thing, but girl, you get first pick. so
Yeah, I
you
did
go
forget about
wherever
that.
you
That
want.
is tradition here.
Thank you.
Oh, snap. I'm
Thank
out.
you. Take your name tag. Yeah.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Right?
Move to the front.
Well, that went far.
That is a good AC spot.
Yes.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Never-
Between the boards.
No one ever likes to sit beside me. Michelle's forced to.
No, I choose to.
All right. So we'll go ahead and start. I need a nomination for open seat number 1.
Bob Pangborn.
I have a motion for Bob. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Katie. Of course, normally I would go any other nominations, but you guys are it, so we will go ahead and do a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
Yes.
It's weird.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
No, this
It's just weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's just awkward. Here's those. I printed one for
All right.
everybody.
Bob, if you want to come up, and I will swear you in, or swear at you, whichever one it is. All right, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Robert Pangborn.
I, Robert Kennedy,
Hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
to affirm that
to affirm that
I support the Constitution
I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I shall faithfully,
that I shall faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of member of council
of member of council
for the Village of Pleasantville
for the Village of Pleasantville
for the term ending
for the term ending
December 31st, 2030,
December 31st, 2030,
to which I've been appointed.
to which I have been appointed.
Would like to sign it? Michelle will be my witness.
Is it 2030 or 2029?
2030, you told me.
2030.
2030, because it's 4 years from today.
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Well, no, it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9.
6 to the 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10.
Okay.
Here.
All 26, all 27, all.
I think you better take Bill's seat. Oh, I didn't know that.
It'd be a 29.
Corey.
It is 29. Jason, it's 29.
Certificate you guys done right up 2030.
Do we have to do it again?
Not the swearing in.
Because he just
This
said the
one-
same thing. It's all 26, all 27, all 28, all 29. It expires 12/31 of 29.
It's close enough.
Hey, who's doing the name? Who took the name tags down?
I have.
Oh, okay.
Right, here's Bob's.
So tonight you will not be getting your certificates, obviously.
No, you're gonna have them before you leave.
Okay. But
You
we'll get
coming
that.
back beside me?
I told you, no one likes to sit
I
beside
do
me.
have candy.
All right.
See, I like candy.
So we'll go ahead and move on to the vote and swearing in of open seat number 2. Do I hear a motion?
Motion for Corey Harrier?
Corey, do I hear a second for Corey?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Bob.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
Any other nominations?
Well, first it, right?
Am I roll
And then
calling
Michelle.
this?
Yes. Roll call, please.
Oh, wait, Bob motioned? Who motioned? I did that backward.
Oh, I made the motion.
Oh,
You made
okay.
the motion.
Sorry, I
Second.
did it backwards.
Okay.
Penny's backwards. Sorry.
Councilman Dumont?
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry?
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn?
Yes.
All right, Corey.
Casey, can you put some more of these in for me, please? Set another one upside down.
Repeat after me. I, Corey Harrier,
I, Corey Harrier,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I shall support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I shall faithfully
and that I shall faithfully,
and
honestly,
impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of member of council
of member of council
for the Village of
for the
Pleasantville
Village of Pleasantville
for term ending
for the term ending
December 31st,
December 31st,
2029,
2029,
to which I've been appointed.
to which I have been appointed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so seat number 3. Do I hear a motion?
Okay,
Courtney Van Dyke.
So you know what that means, right? That you have to keep him in control. Monkey in the middle.
So I hear a motion for Courtney. Do I hear a second? Second by Bob. Any other nominations? All right, roll call.
Councilman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
All right, Courtney. Come on up and raise your right hand. Be part of the zoo. I, Courtney Van Dyke,
I, Courtney Van Dyke,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I shall support
that I shall support
the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
the Constitution
You know, we'll do it backwards. And the Constitution of the United States.
and the Constitution of the United States,
And that I shall faithfully,
and that I shall faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of member of council
as a member of council
for the Village of Pleasantville
for the Village of Pleasantville
for the term ending
for the term ending
December 31st,
December 31st,
2029,
2029,
to which I've been appointed.
to which I've been appointed.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, and for seat number 4, do I hear a motion?
Scott Snyder.
All right, I hear a motion for Scott. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Corey. Any other nominations? All right, if not, roll call, please.
Okay, you have to give me a second because I'm typing first names and saying last names, so bear with me a second. Because I put Courtney in here. Councilman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Pangborn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Scott?
And I'd just like to say that the last, of course, the first 2 I've known, they've been on council for a while, that's why I nominated. And the second 2, when you read their letters and their community involvement in the past, was important. That's the reason I made the nominations that I made. Very strong resumes. So.
All right, sir, repeat after me. I, Scott Snyder. Do hereby solemnly swear or affirm that I shall support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I shall faithfully,
and that I shall faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of member of council
of a member of council
for the Village of Pleasantville,
for the term ending
December 31st, 2029,
December 31st, 2029,
to which I've been appointed.
to which
now, let me know when you're caught up, Michelle, or Sam.
Yep, give me just a second. One, two, three. I'm almost done, I promise.
You're fine.
Sorry. I don't have a cheat sheet anymore now. Like I keep a list of you guys down here.
Yeah, you gotta make one now.
My list is wrong. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, now I need a current roll call.
Mayor Henderson,
Present.
Councilwoman Dumont,
Here.
Councilwoman Henry,
Here.
Councilman Payborn,
Here.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke,
Here.
Councilman Snyder.
Here. All right, I'm gonna change up something here really quick. Oh, no, I can't, sorry. I have to go to election of president of council. So after we have established, government, next is a one-year term for council president of the current members. So do I hear a motion for a council president?
Make a motion to nominate Michelle Dumont for council president.
Seconded by Bob.
Motion.
Any other nominations? Roll call?
Councilwoman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Payborn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder.
Yes. All right, now I'm going to move something on the agenda. I'm going to move something up from the new business to elections. We have a vacancy, we have a vacancy on Walnut Creek Sewer District for Michelle's seat, which she did apply for, and she was the only application. However, since we did have an interest, is there anyone else that wants to go on Walnut Creek Sewer District? Michelle was still willing to go. It is, the district controls our sewer rates and all that stuff. And it is a paid position through Walnut Creek Sewer District. But since we only had the one nomination, I will just open it up in case there's anyone here that might be interested in it.
They do not have her in this position, correct?
No, it's appointment by mayor.
Okay.
So if anybody that applied even for the village that would like to apply for it, you could say that you wanted to do it.
Meetings are Thursday, third Thursday of the month.
Yep.
It's
And,
7 PM
in Thurston.
in Thurston.
And Thursday.
All right, if not, then I shall appoint Michelle, and I just need council to confirm that through vote.
Okay, can you give me 1 second?
Mhm.
Please, sorry. I didn't know you were moving that on me.
I know. I just want to get it out of the way.
I love when you do things.
I know, that's why I do it.
I know.
Keeps everyone on their toes.
He likes to make you happy.
Sissy needs to work feverishly, right? Okay, appointment, and then Jason. Councilwoman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Payborn,
Yes.
Councilman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder.
Yes. All right, because we did have a flip of our council, I did not have the mayor's committees for this year set up yet, because I had to figure out who was going to be here. Our committees is finance, zoning / property maintenance, records, rule of law, recreation, and service safety. Just while we're all here, is there anyone that is interested in a certain committee that they would like me to consider? If not, I will just randomly appoint people and go from there. All right, I will do that then.
Okay.
All right. So next is the approval of the regular council meeting minutes from December 11th, 2025. Only those that was here can vote for that, so, and nominate it, or make the motion. So that would be Michelle, Bob, and Corey. And Katie, sorry.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Payborn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke?
Yes.
She has to abstain, right?
Who's that?
Courtney and Scott both have to abstain.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So now we shall go into our regular meeting, which is business of guests. Is there anyone from the public that would like to say anything before we go into the committees? All right, we will go ahead and move into committees. Council reports, but since there is no committee, I'm reporting on everything. Finance, there was no finance tonight because again, we didn't have a finance committee until next month. I will go ahead and appoint that committee now just because, that way they know, because they have to show up at 6:30. So we'll keep it as Corey, Michelle, and Bob. You guys will stay on for finance. And then Michelle, you'll still be the head of it. Zoning property maintenance, there has been no applications for the month of December. We did receive a couple complaints, which we'll begin working on those and getting those researched and then get left. Records, rules, and law, there was no update on that. Recreation, community center, and pool, really no update on that. Everything is shut down. And then safety service, there is a meeting that came out through ODOT I sent to Tony and Casey. They'll be doing that for some educational CPEs. And that's about it on that committee. County Board of Representatives, will keep that as Michelle, but I believe there's really not been any meetings.
There was one Tuesday, but it didn't have anything
Okay.
that impacted us. It was more related in the Pickerington area.
Okay. All right, grant updates. So since we have some new people here, this is our grant board. So we'll kind of introduce you to that. This year, we're slowing down on grants because we've done a lot of work over the past 3 years. Now we're in our rebuilding of our finance stage because there's always percentages we have to pay in order to apply for these grants. So right now, the only thing that we really have open is the water meter replacement, which is self-funding. That 175 has now went up to about 200,000 because again, each year the cost of those keep going up. The way that we're doing that is just as meters fail, I mean, they go out of life, we go ahead and replace them. That way we're not replacing them all at once. And then also, the next time that these batteries start dying out, which is supposed to be in 15 years, we're not having the same problems we have now where they're all kind of chunking out at the same time. So the next thing is the ARPA funding from the county level, our refurbishment, and that is a total shit show. So the contractor that we hired filed bankruptcy on us, did not finish the job. We just now checked, Penny checked at the beginning of this meeting, we just went against their bond. We now have their bond, which is $485,000. So from that money that we have, we will now go ahead and have that re-engineered based on what they did complete, what they didn't, what needs to be reworked, and then we'll put that out for bid and then get that completed. So this has been 3 years in the making, I believe. 2 years of it just being stagnant because of stuff and the contractor doing his thing. The only good news out of it is he is in prison now. So that is, I guess, the highlight of it. So you screw around enough, you go to prison. These over here are completed projects, and we kind of keep them up there just to remind us, like, what have we been spending our money on? And so what I did is I kind of took that information from, back to the funding was given to us in 2021, the project started in 2022, but here in orange, I have down like a summary of it. So we received $1.5 million in grant funds, which has covered 80% of our projects. We've spent $120,000 out of our own checking account over the past few years, which is 7% of that. And then we've taken out $233,000 in loans, which is 13%. So not including the tank fish projects, over the past few years, we've done $1.8 million worth of updates in the village. So that's quite an accomplishment. Over here is our future projects, and this is kind of like our wish board, and it changes as, someone calls and says, hey, do you know I have a drainage problem in my backyard? No, I didn't. Is it somehow our fault or that the village needs to do something? If so, we look at the bigger scope of it, like what's it tied to, like what's all that, and then we add it to our future projects. And then we kind of score these as money becomes available, because each type of money has different allocations or different funding types, that they will fund this but not that. So this is just a good way of keeping things in front of us so we don't lose track of it, because it's easy for me to come up and say, hey, I have this problem, we talked about a great idea, but funding doesn't become available for 6 months to a year, and by the time you get there, you forgot that I was here. So that's a way that we've been doing that. So anytime that you think that we need a project, we'll put it on this board. But that's the easiest way, I think, to do it, and it also keeps it visible. And when people come in, they ask what this is, and they kind of can get an idea of what we've been doing, versus us trying to remember, like, I think we did this, and I think it was that much money. Here in the middle, we'll kind of jump to property tax, because that's the next thing on the agenda. Any questions on grants? So the property taxes in limbo, they're jacking up prices on appraised value. If everyone's seen their current tax bill, they probably had a heart attack like I have. Our outside millage property levies are coming up for 2 of them. So I'll kind of recap all this since we kind of have new people. So this is our total millage that we get. So we get a total of 9.3. The inside millage, which is that what everyone's been talking about at the state level, that goes up based on the valuation of your home. So, and this is something that was passed in the 1960s, 1970s, had nothing to do with anyone in this room today. Pleasantville was allocated 2.3 of that 10 mil allocation. So we get that, that's guaranteed to us. That's something that they're trying to possibly get rid of or change the rules on, which I'm not an opponent of. But that's what we get from it. In 2023, I'm going to get the new numbers from the county for 2026. But 2023, 2024, and 2025, these numbers remain stagnant. So like they're current for the most part, other than what 2026 is because of the increases. So those will change, but that's what we get in. The other general fund that we have is outside millage of 2 mills, which is voted on by the public. It expires at the end of this year. So we need to do something with that. We either need to ask for a renewal or new, because they're taking away replacement by my understanding. I don't think they've brought that back to the table yet. Because if we just do a renewal, it's funny that you see this is 2, but this only brings in 21,000. This is 2 that brings, like math doesn't math there. It's because it's when it was passed is what the valuation is considered. So if we renew it, I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is from 1986. If we renew it, it still keeps the valuation of 1986. So they do reduction factors. If we do new, it'll bring it up to current, which means we can keep it 2 mils, but it'll increase this dollar amount. Does that make sense? Okay. Parks and Rec is the same thing. It was passed in the early 2000s, and that's about what that brings in, but it expires in 2026. Now, our police operating has 2 levies. One's a 2 mil and one's a 1 mil for a total of 3. They're permanent. They're one of the last few permanent ones in Fairfield County. So by state law, back in the 70s and 80s, permanent for fire and police was allowed. And it means once it's voted on, it is there. It never changes. This council can't do nothing with it. The only way that it can go away is if the body, meaning the village, themselves petition to have it added to the election to have it removed. Like this council cannot touch that permanent levy. It is all up to the citizens because that's how they passed it. Now again, if they get rid of property taxes, we've been talking about this now for 2 years, for those of you that's been around. Just like, what do we do here? Do we let these expire and go more to an income tax-based thing? But there's pros and cons with both of these. We need the money, but where do you get it? What's the fairest way for people to pay their fair share, right? So that's just kind of where we're at with that. Open to suggestions, open to comments, open to conversations, because no matter what, it sucks, because taxes, no one like are getting out of control for all of us. This is just my personal opinion, I get to see where this money goes, so I don't feel so bad when I pay it. That's my personal feeling. I'm not expecting everyone to have that same feeling that I do. But we get to see that 102,000 goes over into these types of grants and stuff like that, or into our parks and pools, and allows that to stay open for, they don't have to pay.
Hey Jason, I've got a quick question. So it's not an issue for me because I work from home. My income tax is basically Pleasantville
Yeah.
income tax.
Yeah.
So how is it affected if you have somebody that lives in Pleasantville but works in Columbus, so to speak? No.
There's no
Some-
answer, because it all depends on where they live at in Columbus, because you gotta remember, there's Columbus proper, then there's the townships and all that. Some of them still has some old verbiage to where if you pay 1% of the Pleasantville, they'll credit you 1%, sometimes. A
And
lot of people are-
sometimes they don't.
Yeah, a lot of places are getting rid of that, but there are a few places.
Lancaster does not get
Columbus
credit.
proper does not.
Columbus
Yeah.
doesn't either. They
Yeah,
don't
a
credit
lot of
you
places have
anything.
gotten rid of that because it's just the easiest way to pull in money. But yes, it all depends on how their current tax law is. So like for me, I work in Whitehall, so I pay Whitehall's, 2.8%, and then I pay Pleasantville's 1%. So that's what I pay in income tax to municipalities, on top of the tax, state and federal.
It's just something to consider because, I'm fortunate enough to be able to
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah.
Because before Ohio Health, this is my job, flipped everything, I was paying Columbus and Pleasantville. So that's not an issue for me, but
I think it's unfair to have to pay where you
I do
work
too,
because
but
it's
I'm just more
taxation without
concerned about
representation.
those people that are
Yeah.
living in our village that are, that 1% makes a difference to whether they get.
Oh, no, that's it. It's just like, we gotta make sure we look at this stuff. And there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, because everyone's gonna have a different opinion of what we do is right or wrong. But this is something we look at, because if we don't do nothing, we just lose
Yeah.
So that 102.5 is what we get total from
total
the county?
between all of that through taxation, two taxes. That's their income.
Doesn't seem like very much.
It's not.
It's not
No,
go very far.
no, we also gotta think about, and top of that, we also get income tax, and that's about 140,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then different fees that we charge, and I'll give you guys copies of our current budget, so that way you guys can see it. But that's supposed to be what we're living off of for a year, to run a village. Now, our general fund is about a $380,000 budget, roughly, because of how we do different contracts and bring in money from other sources. And we're always like, last 2 years, we added licensing fees for like AEP and Columbia Gas, so that brings, this year it brought in about $15,000, and we pay a contractor $3,000 to manage those permits for us. So that's brought in.
So it's like
extra.
right away maintenance?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'd have some contracts like with Walnut Creek Sewer District to do their billing, so it pays for part of their salaries. And then, we rent out space, and we have the one site rented out for $1,000 a month, so that's $12,000 a year in income that's, I don't say it's free and clear, but, it's
Right.
extra income that's been added to our general fund.
Right.
So, but yeah, this is just food for thought, because this year we do have to do something, and we have 2 opportunities. We have the spring time to put the levy on, or the fall time. And then if it does fail, or we don't get active time, you can do it in 2027, make it retroactive too, but
This fall's governor election, right?
yes. Yeah. So, but that's it on that, the things just to be conscious about and think about, and we've debated it over and over, over the past, 5 years, we've even had open houses, and you get, everyone has a different opinion on it. We haven't really moved on it just because of everything going on with the state. We don't know what's gonna happen. There's no sense putting all our eggs in a basket on property taxes, if they're just gonna pull it and then we're back to square one, so. All right. We'll go on to the maintenance report. Casey.
By the way, Drum Alley is dragged for you.
Say again?
By the way, Drum Alley is dragged for you.
Yeah, we saw that, thank you.
He wanted to come down and find you for the other alleys. He's willing. So just got to tell him where they're at.
We just got a bunch of different EPA paperwork. We got a lot of reports to do in that we've been working on. Two meters have been replaced last month. One of them was the school. So we coordinated and everything, did the school, the big 3-inch meter over there. We're still trying to get it to read properly, but that's on discovered 2 leaks, we got those shut down. We're still looking for more leaks around the town. ODNR reports are due also this month. Basically, we took down all the Christmas lights, cleaned up, got everything ready from Christmas, getting ready back into the winter, and we've done that. That's about it. Any questions?
All right, thanks, Casey. We'll go on to Chief Berger.
Well, we had 169 calls, that includes everything, meetings and calls for service traffic stops. A year, it was 1,632. Like I said, calls for various things that we were, official number assigned to us for. There was no meetings, everybody canceled everything through the holidays. We did get the body cameras in that were ordered. We're just waiting on them to give us a training day, which is all virtual. And we got put on a wait list, and they're a huge company, so it's probably gonna be February, middle of February before they do that. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to even use them until that time, because there's a whole lot of stuff that, they kind of regulate through their Evidence.com website, so kind of waiting on that. I have to break down the calls on the report there, if anybody cares to read that. While I was on a police call, a couple days ago on East Columbus Street, I believe it was 412 East Columbus Street, I got a complaint about, and I don't know if this was reported to zoning or not, I just happened to think of it when you were talking about zoning complaints. Somebody bought like a prefabricated shed or something and put it, looks like on the property line, maybe across the property line. There was a dispute between the 2 neighbors, so of course, both sides wanted the other side arrested for whatever possible, so we didn't do that. We just gave everybody warnings, but that was one of the sticking points. It looked like it was possibly violation. It kind of looks like it's across the line. I don't know if they got a permit or if they need one. It's like a plastic prefab type of thing.
Yeah, we haven't got any permits, and you
For
haven't got,
what? What's the address?
412 East Columbus Street. Okay. And
so
so it's either across the line, if not, it's probably within the setback, and it's questionable whether it's even a permit in the first place. I don't know if there's one required for a plastic movable.
yeah,
tool.
it's an accessory, so.
Yeah, so they complained about it, like the rest of the stuff we sorted out with the parking and the dog and the leash and, whatever else. So
Okay.
that was the only part we really couldn't resolve. So if you want to pass that on to the powers that be. If you have any questions or anything, I'm sure all I got, we did the Santa thing, and while I was on vacation, Corporal King worked quite a bit. Doing the Bremen School Zone special duty. I think we're about out of money on that. I think I got a few more visits down there, and that'll be done. So that's really about it.
All right, any questions for Chief Berger?
No.
I did get a phone call about you.
Okay.
It was a compliment, so I just thought I would share that.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good.
Yeah. No, someone called in to just tell me that they think you do a great job, so.
All right. Didn't know if I had a fan club, but
Just thought I'd pass it on.
maybe it'll even out the complaints. I don't know.
Well, that's the way I look at it, and that's what I told him. I said, well, good, this, for that one good thing. All right. We'll again move on to old business. The water tower refurbishment, and I kind of touched on that. So again, we've been in, not litigation, but been working between attorneys to come to a, they finally did just pay us out the bond, which was $483,000. $483. That hit our bank today. So our next step on that is I'll get with engineers, kind of do a punch list of what's left. They'll take a look at that to see what it would take to get the Lincoln or the Walnut Street Tower operational, and then we'll put that out for bid. So, and then any money that's left over from that, because that money was just given to us, because remember, we've also paid a lot of money out of our general fund to do things that the contractor didn't, just to keep it secured, fix things they've destroyed. Remember, they tore out our water, or our tornado siren, so that cost us $50,000 to replace it. You know, all this stuff that we've had to put money out on, you know, that money will help us recoup some of that loss, so that'll just get absorbed back into the general fund. Any questions on that? Yep. It's the best news we've had for years on that, honestly.
Definitely.
So, one thing I did want to ask, just because when we first bid this out, you know, we had an inspector come in, and they went through every little tiny chip and this and OSHA requirement that and sticker this and sticker that, which all that stuff adds up on this one, just because we don't know how much it's going to cost, and stickers are expensive to apply to a water tower. I'm not ever going to climb the water tower, and I'm sure if someone gets clear to the top, they know it's a fall zone and they don't need a sticker. So if I get rid of the OSHA stuff, that is not like required, the suggested stuff, is everyone good with that? I mean, it may not save us a lot, but it may save us some, but some of that stuff gets expensive. I think one of the things is they hinged the door wrong. Well, why do we care if it goes in or out? You know, it still is on a hinge, it's lockable, things like that. There's no sense in redoing it, even though it wasn't to our original spec. So there's no sense in redoing that entire rail just for that door and add cost. So, all right. Other old business, so during the holidays, you know, we've been slowly replacing those old wreaths that we've had since the 1990s. We were down to, I think, 8. This was definitely their last year, so they will not be going up. We did find a new source for Christmas ornament things for the streetscapes, and we were able to buy 6 new features for about $3,800. So that's relatively cheap, because usually they're about $1,000 a piece, and we got them for about $500 a piece with their discounts and year-end savings and things like that. So the prior council approved that on December 16th by a phone vote, approving up to $4,000, and it came into $3,862. So we just want to get that on record, that a phone vote was done. Is there any other old business before I move on? All right, new business. We've already appointed the Walnut Creek Sewer District Board member. The first resolution is 1/8/2601. It's a supplemental appropriation, and it looks like this. So for those of you that are new,
Please have the, I'm sorry,
Okay.
corrected.
names.
I have a copy for you too.
That's fine. I just want the signed copy. That's all.
So when we pass a budget,
I'll just keep this one.
there's specific accounts that things have to pay out of, and they all have caps. Well, if we have to move money between accounts, you guys have to approve it. It could be after the fact, and that's usually what this is. Or if we need to increase money because we ran out of money for streetlights because, you know, electric went up or whatever. You guys have to pass. This is how we notify you that so that's what you guys are approving here, and it lists down what account it is and why. So in this example, or in this one you have in front of you, the first item is from the general fund for $500, and it's to pay the residual balance for workman's comp for 2025. And it shows you the account number. General fund, 6260, professional technical services, mowing, tree contracts, things like that for additional 6260. So that's just kind of how this plays out. Any questions on it? You'll have these every month, so always question anything you don't understand, or if you just don't think it's proper. You know, this is us communicating to you, this is what we've done over the past month, moving money or increasing budgetary items. All right, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
All right, made by Katie, second by Corey. Roll call?
President Jamel,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry,
Yes.
Councilman Pinghorn,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke,
Yes.
Councilman Snyder.
Yes.
All right, pass that around for signature. Also, just make sure that you've signed everything before you leave. If not, we have to chase you down to get your signature. Most everything that we pass will require 80% of the time. So just keep that in mind. If you didn't think you signed something, always ask. So the next one is resolution number 1/8/2602. And it's a resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into a contract with Ben Kitchen Termite Control for termite services in the village-owned building at 100 North Main Street, Pleasantville, Ohio, and the declaration of emergency. So the old grocery store, when we bought it, we found termites. We done a one-year contract, and it's pretty much taken care of it, but we want to keep that contract and that termite treatment up. So this right here is to allow us to go into that contract. And what is the dollar amount on that?
It's on your contract on the back, this next page. It's $320 a year.
Oh, okay.
They have a copy of that as well.
Okay, yep, $320 for a year.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution number 01082602 for termite services at 100 North Main.
All right, Corey made the motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Katie. Roll call?
President Dumont,
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Councilman Pingler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harriet,
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke,
Yes.
Councilman
you're fine.
Snyder.
Yes. All right. Now, this one right here, this is a lot. But this, because we got new people here, but this is something that the council's been talking about for a while, so it's not new. So we've been talking with the Village of Bremen to go into a contract with them for additional police services to do patrolling down there. The cost is $50,000 a year to Bremen to pay to us monthly. And what that does is it allows us to hire one full-time officer that will be splitting their time between Pleasantville and Bremen, but Bremen's paying for it in the contract price. Does that make sense? There are no set hours for Bremen. It is, between 1,040 hours and 1,300 annually, so basically between 20 to 25 hours per week. We can bank those hours, things like that. So it does two things. It helps out Bremen, kind of like what Baltimore did with us when we kind of first started down this journey. And it also allows us to hire our first full-time officer. And then it'll also give us extra patrol hours here as well. And that's kind of what this resolution is. The contract is behind this for you guys to look over. Because we do have new people, I don't ever like to, especially things like this, like shove things down people's throats. Feel free to not vote for it, because you don't understand it yet, or, you may not agree with it. We can hold off in doing it. Bremen's council meeting is Monday. This contract is set to begin February 1st, so we would have to have a special meeting before then in order to approve it or disapprove this.
So just to verify, will they be using our court?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just reading in here something about Franklin
Sam.
County. Is that just reference to how other people do it?
In the notes, yes.
Do you have an extra?
You can have mine.
Yeah, I went ahead and gave you all the emails between the solicitors.
Yeah, which is good. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm like, I don't have a copy.
You do have a copy.
Yeah, behind the contract is also the
Yeah, it's like
emails
a big-
between
big-
myself and the solicitors, just so you guys have all the information. Again, I never like to hide anything.
So will they be getting 100% of their fees, or how did it?
So in the contract, and they have a question on it, in the contract, it's 50/50. So we get all of the court costs, because those court costs get sent out to the state, the county, and then we have a small portion that pays for Sam, supplies, solicitors, the prosecutor, and the magistrate when you need them. And then in this contract, because this is what we started out with, Bremen will come back today when we're willing to do 75/25. They keep 75% of the fine, we get 25. Keep in mind, an average fine is only $25, maybe $50 for a minor misdemeanor. So we're not up and going. We're not going to up the stuff. And it's just to help them to put back into the general fund and we do
Pay
with
for
their
their
funds.
tools?
Yes.
I have a couple of questions for the chief, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
What's it take someone, like if they're on duty here, to get down to Bremen? Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you guys would have to drive a speed limit, or if you could.
Well, it depends if it's, if it's emergency calls,
Right. Do they also have county sheriff's coverage too, on
Yes.
top of this?
Yeah,
Yes.
the whole county has every village and right now where they just don't have police,
Right.
so,
Okay.
most
FaceTime as you're there doing things as well.
And while there's no set schedule, there will be it's not like, so if we don't have the personnel on duty, or we don't have the resources, there's a call agreement, it doesn't mean we have to take it. Officer assignment. So it works very similar to the Baltimore contract, like, if you guys were here for Baltimore, kind of seeing how that
Then
works.
the sheriff would back up.
Yeah,
You guys are all dispatched from the sheriff's office? Okay,
This is using our crew.
gotcha.
using our, yeah, we supplied everything.
Yeah, they have like sector
Yeah.
lines, and so
50,000
deputies are assigned by the
part of the
sector, like,
maintenance
we're
crew.
actually, the sheriff even had, we're in an actual sector that they're in a lot.
Yeah, we kind of went
So-
through, I didn't bring my laptop out, but we kind of went through with a spreadsheet of what an officer would cost at what we currently pay, estimated fuel, mileage, time, wear, tear, kind of like what we did with the Thurston contract. And then kind of came up with that price.
So we just need a motion?
Yeah, unless there's questions on it. Because again, like this is like a bigger contract that we're doing, so I don't want to,
Right, everybody read through?
we've been talking about it, but this is the first time everyone's kind of had it in front of them and
So the only thing that's up in the air is the 50/50 or 70/25.
well, they came back and asked if they could do that, so it's up to us to agree. We can stick to the 50/50, or we can do that, and it's just changing the contract, and then their councils, I'm gonna assume, will approve it.
I like the 50/50.
I do too.
Okay. And that's fine, that's what I've kind of been sticking to and fighting for,
What's the term of this, 1 year?
2 year,
2
is
year.
what's on here.
Yeah, 'cause
So we
I
can
think-
revisit in a
I
couple
think they gotta
years.
remember your time and then Sam's time and.
Well, that's recorded, or the court cost includes Sam's time. Remember, I
Right,
don't get
But still, like,
paid. Yeah.
it's not just our
Yeah,
whole,
there's more to it than just the officer, yeah.
I mean,
So
the officer's a lot.
Yeah, all that is calculated into it.
Being that it's a mayor's court, is it okay to tell them they have to come to a mayor's court here?
Yep. Just like when we had it here, you had to go to Baltimore.
Okay.
Now, the only question that we have that we're waiting on a firm answer, because everyone is doing, it sounds like we can do that, because it's not been a precedent, so we're kind of setting a precedent. I oversee our mayor's court as mayor of Pleasantville. The question that is up in the air is, as mayor of Pleasantville, can I hear cases that happen in Bremen, even though it's through our police department? So worst case scenario, we bring in the magistrates for those, like we have a Bremen day, and she hears those, or we punt them to the county under Ohio Revised Code. So, because again, we don't want to jeopardize our mayor's court.
No.
But that's the only question that we kind of have, and there's not been a precedence on that, but there's nothing, there's nothing that says you can or can't. So you know how the law works.
Right.
It says what it
So if
says.
we kick it to the county, that means we don't get money.
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is Bremen's side,
Correct.
so once it goes to the county, we don't care, because we have nothing in it.
Right. Well, his time that he took care of it to do all the
No,
recording.
they're paying our
Oh, okay.
50,000 for that,
Okay,
yes.
okay,
That's for the officer's time.
okay,
Yeah,
But
you
because
still
they're-
might have the magistrate be
Yeah.
able to.
yeah.
And the fines are covering the clerk time.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, well, the court costs are covering hers, and the
Right.
fines are kind of, for lack of better terms, it just goes back and feeds our general fund.
Right.
It's extra income for us. And then, like, for us, our fines help pay for their hours. I'm not saying that they're directly tied, because you're not allowed to say that, but, that's what helps offset some of their hours.
Right.
The law just requires everything go to general,
Mhm.
and the way the bill is set up, you're paying it, but it's stuff out of general anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Save money.
Yeah, but I can't tie it directly to their pay, because that's illegal, which I get.
Right.
Number 4 on the contract, the dollar amount and the written out dollar amount and the actual numbers are different. It says $50,000, 50,000 and 11 over $100, which is 11 cents.
That's my typo, and I didn't catch it, thank you.
I read that earlier and I thought maybe I was reading something
Nope.
wrong.
Nope, I'm the one that typed that,
Okay.
this contract, so that is, and I did not catch that when I proofread it, thanks. We'll get that switched around for sure. And again, this would start February 1st, if all parties agree to it, and that'll give us a couple weeks for some ramp-up time and things like that. And with it being winter, you don't need as many hours like you do in the summertime, so we'll have some, some additional training to be doing. Well, that's up to Nick, but, to know the area, the streets, and lay out everything, so.
If you
doing any modification to that, you just, I don't think it's a big deal, so I didn't email you back about it, but number 9, I think it was off the top of my head. It talks about the contract's over, there's pending cases, the officer's gotta come back and cooperate, and testify and all that.
Mhm.
All fine and dandy. You may just wanna put a little, you know, subject to them being an employee for us, because what if they no longer work for us?
Yep,
We have
okay.
no control. And then whether or not, are those, if it's an extended, if it's a big thing like a murder or whatever, and we're down there for weeks, do you wanna be able to bill the time?
They don't want that, because this is a sticking point their attorney and me went back and forth on. He doesn't, like, under the $50,000, that's our baby to handle, and that was like one of his sticking points. So it's, you let him win one and we win one. But-
I don't really care about
yeah.
that. I think it's probably, you know, 1 in a million, that's
Yeah.
gonna happen anyway. But.
Knock on wood.
You can force somebody to come back and cooperate if you don't employ them,
Yeah, I know.
so. but-
Right. Yeah, we can add that verbiage in there about, I'll have to look and see how that should be worded.
They would be, the officer would be subject to subpoenas, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that would be on them personally,
Okay.
you know, if the court issues a subpoena and they don't show up, even if they don't work for us, then
That's on them.
that's on them and it wasn't goes out there. Very unlikely problem, I would say.
What's the hiring process if this is approved?
Well, I think probably what we would do is look within first and then, you know, advertise and background checks, bring them to the mayor. Now, I think what would be different in this position, or in this particular situation is, like the auxiliaries, the mayor can directly appoint, you know, like in between council, but if they're paid, then you guys have to have a say in that too. But you already have approved, some of our guys to be paid.
Right.
So then it would just basically be a status change, and I don't know whether that would require an ordinance or not, because I believe it's the same ORC section that they get sworn in under, which would be 737.16. So I think they're fine. Pre-authorized basically if we use somebody in-house. If we use somebody new and you want to put them in a full-time spot, I think they gotta come before council, and you guys, I'm done with that now. That's it.
Well, so, just to backtrack on that, so if you guys are good with this, I'm gonna ask you guys to authorize a full-time position, at our hourly rate. That allows me to hire a full-time person, and then after I hire them, then they come in and they're sworn in, at some point. But I usually tend to like to do those here type thing, and I like, again, just how I like to do business is I like to bring them in and also have an ordinance, just, it's not Jason doing everything on its own, it's council collectively, and if I don't see a problem that's a problem, there's other eyes here that are just like, hey, you didn't check this box, or, you know, there might be an issue here. So, and again, just keeping everything transparent.
That's good policy.
And clearly,
Okay.
Chief, you're on board with it. You think it's a good idea.
I think it's gonna benefit the village. I mean, you know, the only potential drawback, which you kind of raised a little bit, is, you know, if the officer's in agreement, something goes off here, but the alternative is the officer may not even have been here in the first place.
Right.
You know, because you're adding an extra officer, so I think the downfall for the, you know, let's say it takes 10 minutes for the officer to go back there, run lights and sirens, that's probably 20 minutes faster than the sheriff's office if we're assuming that they're on a call on the far reaches of their sectors, which is not unreasonable. I mean, it happens all the time. So
Right.
I think when you look at everything, it's a win for the village, in general, and it helps the police department. So long as something doesn't go off the rails one day, I think it's a win-win.
And there is language in here that we can give 90-day notice to either party to cancel it, if something does. And I think our relationship with Bremen, if something goes off the rails, we could probably stop it right away, you know, so.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So currently we have one part-time officer, right?
We have 2 part-time positions, but
Okay.
only one,
So this would be in addition to, so we would still maintain 2 part-time and add a full-time?
yes.
Okay.
Now, when I say that, yes, we have those positions, doesn't mean that they're funded. Council has allowed me to have 2 part-time, and if they vote tonight, a full-time.
Okay.
But then the second part of that is funding it. So in the budget that they passed in December, funded in that 1 part-time position
For this village?
for the PD.
Okay. So it would be for this and what would be for even?
Yeah. Yeah, so we have a part-time position that's not funded.
And it's also really not filled,
Yeah.
one person right now. I mean,
Yeah.
he's approved to it, but his work is not allowing him to
Yeah.
do it. So we basically just have, keep it working.
Yeah.
The intention being we'd have to approve more money into the budget
Yeah.
to add the other
Yeah.
part-time position back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We have to have the money.
well, there's that, but there's also, I also don't like to fund things that we don't know if we're gonna use or not. Because then it's like, oh, well, we have extra money here to spend, and let's just slide it over here. It kinda keeps us all honest.
Right. But this covers that
Yeah.
entirety of that full-time position.
Yep.
So. So we'd have to allocate that, okay. Gotcha.
All right.
It's coming
Any-
together.
Any other I know. I'm used to government math, so.
Been doing it for 23 years. I know.
Well, you've been doing it longer than I have. I only have 18 or 19 years in. All right. Any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay. With the changes, correct?
with the changes.
Okay, and we're keeping that 50/50, just so I'm
Yep,
clear
with
on that.
keeping 50/50.
Okay.
The changes being the
Um,
number 4 and number 9?
Number 4 and number 9, correct.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Second by Katie.
Changes.
I actually think you should abstain.
Abstain?
just
Oh, yeah,
of
because
the really-
you're employed by
Yeah,
Gardner.
sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I would always, if it's police,
Yeah.
I would abstain, if I was you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
I
to,
forgot
not to
about-
direct you in the middle of a meeting, but I'll second it.
All right.
Okay. President Dumont?
Yes.
Councilman Henry?
Yes. Or abstain.
Abstain. Okay. Councilman Pinkhorn?
Yes.
Sorry.
Councilwoman Harrier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Van Dyke?
Yes.
Councilman Snyder?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Now, are you
And
gonna
then
ask
do-
your
yeah,
full-time person too?
That's what I was just about to
Yeah,
say.
so now I'm
Sorry.
just, we don't have a resolution for it. It's
Same
just,
wavelength.
I need a motion to create a full-time police position.
I'll make a motion to create a full-time police position.
All right, Michelle made the motion.
Am I putting, sorry, like, is that,
It's at our current rate.
Which
It's-
is $20.
Is that what it is? I can't remember off the top of my head
It's
yet. It's
$20.
off current rate.
I don't know.
okay. Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
Michelle.
I made the motion.
Michelle, thank you. Sorry. Poor Sam was just over there typing.
Well, her cheat sheets, like she normally has.
Well, I don't, and we're adding
sitting
and
here
moving
going-
and changing
I'm sitting here,
and,
but wait, what's her name? I got all new names,
okay. Okay, motion by Shaw, and the second was
Courtney.
Courtney.
Yes.
Okay. President Dumont.
Yes.
Councilwoman Henry.
I abstain.
Abstain. Okay. Councilman Pangborn.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrier.
Yes.
Councilman Van Dyke.
Yes.
Councilman Snyder.
Yes.
I'm sorry. First of all, we have 2 H's and I don't like it because I'm thrown way off. Henry and Harrier. And I know that's been normal, but they're in a different order. Like you all are in a different order.
You could also default to council person, so you can just do everybody at the same title
No.
if it helps.
No.
I don't know.
No.
No.
Just saying.
I'm a woman. I don't need.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
But you're also a person, Corey.
Yeah, but I don't play ball.
I can be a person, I'm fine with being a person.
I'm okay being a person.
Probably counts me in too.
I'll say, I'm called all kinds of names, so it doesn't bother me.
Do I sign since I abstained?
You can still,
No.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
because you're not signing it to form, you're signing it to pass.
Good question.
Yeah.
Sorry, chief. Sorry, Kate.
All right. Any other new business before we move on? All right, we'll go ahead to council members.
You get it now.
All right, we'll go around the table. Scott, you have anything?
No, thank you.
All right, Katie,
Nope.
Courtney, Michelle?
I'd just like to, I guess I should just say a welcome to all the new people and excited for the new,
I'm sorry to make you.
All right, Corey,
Not a thing.
Bob,
No,
Yes.
Penny?
Still trying to close out the year, we're almost there. I have the Hinkle to do, which gives like your history of like what the village has done for the year. Jason will, I'll have him double check it before I submit it, and then we'll be ready. And next month, bring your signing hands. Yes, I know those POs.
Oh, for finance, yeah. That time of the year, you gotta sign all the POs.
I'm going to Belize next month.
No, you're not.
Well, then we'll-
I'm going in the luggage.
Yeah.
Your visa is revoked.
Buy big luggage,
Sam.
please.
I put this on everybody's
Oh.
desk. I know you and I talked about it,
Yep.
and I didn't know if you wanted to touch base with them. I know you usually handle it, Jason,
Yeah.
but
No, that's
that way everybody had it.
So yeah, you'll see a letter from Senator Schaefer in there. So when they do their biennial budgets, they reach out to us to see if we have anything we want added to the state budget. And they like water projects. That's what we usually do, is try to give them a water project. So on this one, we're going to do the design of a new water plant, because that's something that's our hurdle. We can't get funding to build a new water plant because we have to do a design. There's no grant money for a design, and a design is about $500,000 that we don't have. So that's what I'm going to ask for. It's politics because you're at the state level. But, you know, we do our best with it. We've never been funded through it, but again, if you don't ask, you definitely won't get nothing, so.
Maybe you should tack on some extra asks, so they can pare it down to just the.
Well,
Water
they only like you to submit, one year they had us submit 4.
Okay.
But they're very specific of what you, because it's all online, so you can't do outside of, you can't call her outside of them. But I
Try to think
do.
of ways to get it funded, that's
Yeah.
all.
But trust me, I do everything I can with Senator Schaefer, like invite him up to our festival, parade, you know, all the stuff he likes. Any handshaking, photo opportunities, all politicians like that stuff. So we try to entertain him with that. He lives right in Lancaster, and he's a really good guy. So I'm not saying that we wouldn't do that even if it wasn't for that. He really is. He really does care about these communities. So he's a good partner to have. But yeah, that's it. But again, ideas for grants, always. We'll add it to the board and we'll try to find funding for it. This year is more of a, let's build our funds back up, because we've spent quite a bunch of money over the last couple of years with all the grants that we have. And unfortunately, grants are become more and more competitive, that they want you to throw more and more local cash at it in order, like we used to be able to get grants and, oh, we'll give you $3,000 for a $100,000 grant. And everyone's like, oh, wow, no one will do that. Well, now $3,000 gets you laughed at. You know, they want a quarter of it now.
20%.
Yeah, or half, so. So, you know, it's more and more competitive, costs more money, so we just need to do some recouping. The last thing that I have is, you know, with, around this circle during council member or meetings, we're not friends, we're not foes, we're here to do the right thing. We're allowed to disagree. After we're done, we are continue to be friends or whatever we were before we walked in. Just keep that in mind, you know, it's not, nothing's personal here. That's how we get the best ideas and the best solutions, if we all input and give our opinion, because again, I have blinders on. I know what my mission is, but sometimes I don't see this other stuff and I need someone to say, hey, Jason, yeah, you're going for the barn, but you're off by 45 degrees. We need you to, you know, do this. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Last thing I have, Lunch with Santa was a success with the Pleasantville Lions Club. I believe we served 150 families.
150 plus.
150 plus families. 2 hours, huge success. We also did our food drive with the Lions Club, and we gathered about 600 pounds of food, I believe, and that got delivered to the Millersport Food Pantry.
Millersport and the church down on 188.
Okay. Pleasantville Food Pantry didn't need anything. Pleasantville always gets first chance, but they were completely stocked. It did not need anything, so we have backups, and Millersport was the one in the most desperate need, I think.
Did you take some to Baltimore too? I thought you took some to Baltimore.
No,
Okay,
I don't think they ever called back, did they?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
okay.
So, but that is one of our other sites. We collected, I don't know how many things of toys delivered to Pleasant Township to help out with their Santa events. And I, not talking about other organizations, but other organizations in this village, such as our Masonic Temple, Los Utoma, they usually do a good job, fostering a family that's in need. So, great community involvement throughout the holiday seasons, and I think we got a lot accomplished and helped out as many people as we could.
I would say the next thing that's coming up that I saw, the post office of all things, the post office is a great place to look for stuff, is Pleasant Fire is doing cancer bags.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just look at the form at the post office, they're collecting items to put in,
Yeah. Do you
I
have-
made the form.
yeah, for
Yeah,
cancer,
if you-
cancer patients.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an annual thing they do, but I don't think they do a good job advertising it. It was in our newsletter, but once a year, around this time, they collect things to go into cancer bags. And so what they'll do is like pens, pencils, little puzzles, little notebooks, things that could fit into a small bag, a scarf, a little lap blanket, things that, gum.
I'll
Just-
shoot the email out
Okay.
tomorrow morning
And
to
it-
all of you guys that has.
Does it have the list?
It has a list of
Yeah.
everything that Stephanie was asking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then about 4 times a year, depending on what they get, they will go into the treatment facility here at Fairfield Medical Center and just hand out those bags to whoever's getting treatment. And then hearing the feedback from them through the fire department, again, when you're going through that, you're in a bad spot in your life. And someone thought about you and you got gloves or a hand knitted, beanie cap or something. So it means the world to a lot of these people. Just a small thing to do that doesn't cost a lot of money and really brighten someone's day.
Yeah. There is a list on there. They do require, because of what it's for, that everything is new, like it's not
Yep.
used secondhand stuff, just because of where it's going.
It's okay to be handmade though.
I believe.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
handmade scarves and beanie caps and
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like
as long
that.
as it's like, clean, they're just worried about like.
New yarn, not,
Yeah,
Right.
right.
not from your dog. You can't take
And
your
it
dog,
won't
extra dog
smell.
care.
It is the season.
I know.
Like the smells and smoke and
Yeah.
things of that nature,
Yeah.
just because it's going to the center,
Right.
that people can't get around that, but I'll send you guys the email with the list of it tomorrow.
All right, I think that's it. When you guys are here, again, make yourself at home. There's a kitchen back here. There's usually water, soda, coffee, things like that. Bathrooms are here too, so.
Casey has snacks.
Casey usually has snacks.
Snacks.
And and this goes for the public too. I mean, we can't do it every day, but I mean, if someone wants to tour one of our facilities, like the water plant, like what does it do? What does it look like? Let us know and we can schedule something with our staff, because the more you guys know and how things work, the easier it is for you guys to make decisions. And when we come in here and say softener, you're not thinking about your little tiny water softener at the house. You know that we're talking about this huge thing with all these controls and valves and, things like that. So it costs $60,000 to repair versus $60 to repair at your house type thing. So yeah, just let us know. Nothing is a secret here. Just communicate. We are improving on communications, but we suck at communications too. So if we don't communicate properly, let us know. Like, again, communication is something I think a lot of people do their best at, but sending and receiving are 2 different messages, right? So if you don't like how we send you something, let us know. Like we all need to get the information out.
I don't know what he's talking about. Sam's a rock star, so.
Well, no, Sam does communicate, but like I'm the one that really, yes.
About him,
Yes.
yeah.
Me too, keep
And-
them in line.
Yeah, and to pre-apologize for
Maybe.
emails, when you get an email from me or text message and it's like, you need to do this, it's not me being a butthead. I'm just to the point and
He's
sharp.
very direct.
And very direct, and I don't put
He doesn't sugarcoat it.
I don't
Don't
sugarcoat
reply
nothing.
all. Just remember, do not reply all. Reply to one person.
Yeah, so,
And you all email, right?
reply
Like,
all.
because I'll need to get you to, I have your email, but I need to get your email as well. I'm sure it's on your letter, right? Is it on
And
your
if
letter?
you're like me and you don't read your email.
Oh, I think I have your email. I have
Yeah.
your
Call
email.
Brenda,
Yeah.
she'll tell him.
Okay, yeah,
Block
please.
Jason altogether.
Because
Yeah.
he'll have me send things that
Yeah.
way,
Put 'em on
and
the
it's
block
easier
list.
just to.
yeah.
Where's the
Bob,
mute?
if you need something from Bob, you just ask Brenda.
You know, if you need something from Bob, you have to call him. because he does not check his email
Or ask Brenda.
or text. You have to
That's
call
always the
him.
first line when she calls. Did you look at your email? No.
Did you see my text? Wait, what?
Bobby doesn't call me, she'll text me and she'll say,
All right, is there anything else? If not, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Katie made the motion, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Corey. All in favor? Aye.
"Aye."
Opposed, same sign. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
your certificates, let me have them and I'll make a copy and you can take your certificate and then I just need the copy.
I need to put the seal.
Since you're
So let
coming.
me get-
And I will get new hire paperwork for everybody else